Some games are not to be played, why some games is good, to taste and also to experience it. Hello everyone, welcome back to another segment. Into this episode, let's look into African lady who got married to Chinese husband based in China, where you will see that Anita and her mom, actually were having a good time. But before then, if I will ask, would you expect anyone, or should I say certain anyone you love so much to do this kind of game? Would you yourself love to do this kind of game? Well, you can see that our Chinese uncle and African lady mom, he's in there doing this particular game. After it, you can see how she felt. Well, hey. I guess they will never try this next time. Well, you can note that African lady and her mom are having a good time and they're being entertained by a Chinese, uncle. You note that they had a pretty good time during their welcome, the first step in the Chinese environment, and even now they're having a good time over there. Our coming was such a good experience, was an amazing experience, amazing encounter with the Chinese environment and all the good days the Chinese environment could retold. They were coming starting from the airport was so warm and was so sweet, and we had here question tripping in, but today's not a question and answer. No, we are going to do question and answer section where we are going to answer most of the question, but I think let's take on the few comments coming in, and some words like, I would like to get a Chinese husband. Just as I said initially, I said we actually don't do matching in this our channel. Okay, if you're interested, you know where to go to get that. Wow, you note that Anita, her first stay and her first stopped in the Chinese environment was just amazing. When how with her mother had a lovely time. It was the right decision in which she made up of her mind, to marry a Chinese husband, and it has been from one success to another, from one glorious move to another. They had a good time, and it was much easier for them to communicate because of our Chinese uncle, who was very relevant and very smart in terms of communication state. So it wasn't that burden, and it wasn't hard for them. So the environment, in fact, is a large and huge, welcomed, well, peaceful environment. That is why you can see that visitors can trip in, and visitors will have a lovely stay over there. It's not like any other country that when you're walking you have to be looking back, and when you're walking you have to be so worried. But mind you, there is laws, rules, and regulation guiding any state you find yourself. So if you're able to obey the rules and regulation embodying a certain community or the state, and I believe that you're going to have a good time. For some persons, they weren't too sure that Anita's mother came over, and they didn't show that the wedding was legit. But I tell you, the wedding was legit. If you check in our recent video, you know that she was legally, fully customized and very well married from her home. Do you see her mom? Her mom, you can see on this particular clip, she is with her in the Chinese environment. So she wasn't that, bought, or she didn't run from her father's house to, the Chinese environment and followed, a Chinese husband. She was legally stamped. Hey, married, okay? And I think we should try to be throwing some of those questions away, because you can see her, she's happily married with her husband, and the most are enjoying themselves over there in the Chinese environment. I think one of the things we are going to encourage you guys more is whatever thing you are doing, ensure it is legally done and it follows the right procedure. And that was what our Chinese uncle did to an African lady and her husband. They followed the right procedure, and there was no procedure that was missed, and that is why the both couples live happily, and even now and then and forever they're going to live happily together. All right, this is where I'll be wrapping up today's episode, and I hope you're enlightened on today's package. Please do stay tuned and stay blessed. And always remember, lovelies, stay good for now. Bye for now.